Podcast, a platform created to entertain, educate, and evolve the modern-day deer hunter. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Deer Hunter Podcast. How are you? Good? Hope your deer season's going well. Hope you still have time to get out and about. I know it's, for a lot of states, beginning to wrap down. It's currently the morning of, it's currently 5 a.m. Thursday, November 29th. So, shit. Tomorrow's the last day of our gun season. So it is. It's getting towards the tail end of the season. I know everybody's seasons are a little bit different, but man, I'm still going hard. Got a buck tag to fill, and still have another trip planned back up north to do a little filming, wrap our film up. Some people had inquired about how they get tickets to go to our film premiere, and I did post a little thing on Instagram yesterday about that, but for anybody else that is looking for that information, we really haven't put it up yet. We're not even done filming, so we just kind of haven't gotten to that point yet. But it's going to be Saturday, January 26th in Grand Rapids that evening. That weekend is the Hunting Time Expo in Grand Rapids, so it's a good weekend to be in Grand Rapids. I believe that's the largest outdoor expo in the state of Michigan. I've never been to it personally, but I've heard good things, so I'm excited to go to it this year. That Saturday, we'll be joining the guys in the Exodus booth at the expo during the day, and then we rented a theater that evening, and in partnership with Backcountry Hunters and Anglers, we're going to do our film premiere and like a pint night style meet-up. The theater space has a bar right in there. It looks like a really cool venue, so I'll have that information up soon. I'll have a link on our website that you can go to and purchase tickets for that event. And once I have all those details, I'll announce it here first on the podcast so people can go there and check it out. I assume the ticket prices are probably going to be, I'm thinking it looks like $25 a person. So yeah, probably towards the end of this week I'll get a little more organized and get all those details together, and like I said, I'll have a link up on the deerhunterpodcast.com website. So yeah, current events up to date. Still hunting hard. It's been hard hunting. Definitely been low deer sightings, but I've been doing the mobile thing, moving around, being pretty aggressive on hunting bedding areas, moving for different winds, moving based on what I'm seeing, current sign, deer activity, and I am kind of targeting 2 specific older age class bucks. So I've definitely been going through the thing of like not seeing a lot of deer, but hopefully seeing the right deer. And it's been a challenge, but still have like I said, I know I'm going to hunt this afternoon, and then I know I'm going to hunt tomorrow, and then have a few days of archery season, and then we'll have muzzleloader. So still a lot of time left. I'm excited. I like this time of year. I think the deer definitely get back into their core areas, those areas where you potentially saw those deer. I mean, every area is different, right? But here in my state, here in Michigan, it seems like those deer that I had on camera late August, early mid-September, it seems like this time of year, those deer start showing back up on camera. During the rut, they kind of do their own thing. They go where they need to go to do what they need to do. But as that begins to tail off, I feel like they like to go back to their comfort zone. And that zone, unless you've mucked it all up, is pretty similar to what it was prior to the rut. Just what I've seen from historical trail cam data. So going off of that, I have a pretty good idea how I'm going to approach these upcoming next weeks, and hopefully the weather is cooperative. It's already been pretty cold and snowy. It did kind of suck for a couple days. We got a bunch of rain and some warmer temperatures, but it looks like it's cooling back down now. We're going to be below freezing. Things are going to start to freeze up, snow on the ground, snow in the forecast. So it should be a good muzzleloader season. I'm looking forward to it. So this episode is going to be the first part in our 3-part series from deer camp. When we got to deer camp here a couple weeks ago, I set the podcast equipment up, and just when we had time, we sat down and recorded a couple episodes. It ended up being 3. We did one at the beginning of the week, one in the middle of the week, and one at the end of the week. And just like camp went, the podcast went the exact same way. Number 1 kind of starts off low and slow. Bit of hardship. You listen to it, you'll hear, you'll know exactly what's going on. And then, just like camp did, progressively through the week, things pick up and get rocking and rolling, and we start getting on the deer. We start putting deer down, and spirits start elevating, and the podcast, you can feel it right right through the recordings, man. It was a hell of a deer camp. Probably gonna be one of, if not the most memorable camp that we ever had, which is awesome because we had the luxury of recording part of that for our film project. So anybody that's interested in seeing that will get a kind of an inside look at our traditional Northern Michigan deer camp and how we spend that week. So it was a unique one. It was really cool. The weather was awesome. It was cold and snowy the entire time. It really, really felt like you couldn't have drawn it up any better for the weather that you would want for the week of deer camp. So here we go. I'm kind of playing catch up just because I've been in between a lot of stuff and have a few other things going on, and I've been hunting a lot. I've been struggling to find time to sit down and do these. Also, it's been a nightmare. My computer is on its last leg. Thing keeps crashing and dying on me. So if anybody knows a good local computer repair place in the Metro Detroit area, that would be great, because I need to get this thing taken care of, or we're going to be dead in the water here pretty shortly. But yeah, I'm going to get these other couple ones edited up, and I'll have them published here in the upcoming days. And I hope everybody enjoys them. I hope everybody's deer season's going great. And feel free to go to our Facebook page and post a picture of how your deer season's gone. You put a nice buck or a nice doe down, or you just got a cool shot that you captured from, your deer camp, or when you were out and about, trail cam photos, any of that stuff, bring us up to speed. Share with us. Facebook's a good place to do it. Instagram's a good place to do it. You can find it all at, it's just all under Deer Hunter Podcast. So here we go. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
Chicken ramen makes you feel better.
How do you get creamy ramen?
It's not creamy at all. Just tasted like chicken noodle soup.
Is he sleeping?
He's done.
Yep.
Fuck. Definitely hit a moment in the stand today.
Yo, yeah, I liked it. You were real quiet.
What do you say? I make a lot of
I was
noise?
just saying, hey, he was real quiet. Actually, I was trying to be quiet to get my phone out because I was going to take a selfie of you sleeping there in the tree.
Really?
But you woke up right as I was getting my phone out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh, it's real quiet.
Do I move around a lot?
You move around a bit. You don't sit still a whole lot.
No.
Nope.
I'm not a killer like you.
I'm not a killer yet either. Day 3.
Day 3. Well, it's day 9 for me.
Day 9 for you.
Mm-hmm.
Day 3 for me.
Yeah. What happened today? We didn't see no deer this morning.
No. We hung stands in a spot last night. They had trail camera over the last
3 weeks?
month.
Yeah.
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 A lot of bucks on there.
Mhm.
Several bucks. Couple good bucks. Lots of does. We hung a stand there last night. Didn't see a deer. Left those stands up. Sat there this morning. Didn't see a deer. And by 9 o'clock, I was like, all right. I've had enough of sitting here. It's not happening here.
Yeah.
I didn't feel good about that spot. I told you when we got up in there, I was just like, I don't know. I'm not feeling like this is the spot.
Yeah, we've sat there 3 times and never seen a deer.
Have we? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we would have sat there 4 times, but we got rained out that one morning.
There was a buck in there that morning prior to us sitting there.
Yeah, I saw the trail camera photos.
8:30 in the morning. He walked 10 yards from that tree stand.
That's just the pigeon, man. Pigeon humbles.
It does, man.
Big forest, big woods.
What it has in beauty, it lacks in abundance of whitetails. You gotta
I don't
work
know.
for them.
There's tracks everywhere. We're tracking that deer tonight.
Yeah.
There's tracks everywhere.
Well, it kind of goes back to, that whole big woods thing, though. The deer, there's tracks everywhere because there's no deer trails. It's hard to pattern them and find, big runways and everything because the deer just wander around. They don't have any reason to funnel.
Right.
It's one big section of timber, so...
Yeah. Yeah. How big do you think that section of timber is?
They do like edge and they do like transition. I mean, if you can find a transition on a map, you'll find a congregation of deer activity.
Right.
How big what?
How big of a track do you think that is that we're hunting right now?
It seems like bigger than a 1.5-year-old buck, right?
He meant the track. The deer?
Yeah.
The track that we're on?
No, the track of land. Like how big? How many acres?
Oh. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I mean the pigeon's 105,000.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty big chunk.
There's a little bit of woods around here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a back 40. It's not like the deer live in the woodlot over there and then they feed over here and then they do that, again tomorrow. I will say I've noticed on the cameras that the younger deer do sit tighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get a young deer. For instance, the one I missed earlier this season showed back up on the camera. Week later.
Yeah.
And then he's on there consistently. And I mean, he saw us. He saw me draw my bow and shoot.
Yeah.
Like, didn't learn from it. Yeah, or he's like, hey, this is my spot. Not
Yeah.
going to do things differently then.
Yeah, 'cause he come out of his bed tonight.
But, that big deer that was on the camera, one time.
Mm-hmm.
Never again.
Mm-hmm.
Did he walk not this fall. Has he walked past it again? And that's what those guys up in Maine say, too, is that the bigger the older deer, they'll travel more because they want to breed more does. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
whereas, like, guys that typically hunt, like, woodlots and firearms and stuff say the bigger the deer, the smaller their core area.
Mm-hmm.
They sit tighter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know shit about deer, man. Don't listen to me. I'm just regurgitating everything I hear from everybody else at this point. Thought I had it all figured out.
It's hunting.
It's frustrating.
At the end of the day, it comes down to hunting.
I might take the Bomberito approach next year, be honest with you.
What's that?
His hunting season starts November 15th, he said.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Man, there's too many good days before November 15th.
I know there is, but, geez, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Don't do it because it's easy.
Exactly.
I know.
It
We're
wouldn't be
doing this.
rewarding then.
Just think. We're doing this whole mobile hunting thing, backpacking, sleeping in a tent. We got quite the story being built right now.
We do. It's true. It's a good story.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Pure effort.
every good story needs a good ending.
That's true. Something's gonna die soon.
So what happened tonight? Why are we sitting here? What are we doing? Well, actually, what are we doing? It's day 3 of our Northern Michigan deer camp.
Mm-hmm.
We're archery hunting our way into gun opener, which is Thursday. Today's Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah. Monday, the 12th.
Monday the 12th. Pretty badass day to deer hunt. What was it, in the 20s today?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
20s,
Feels like it
maybe
cooled off
crept
now.
into 30, but
Mm-hmm.
Just standing out there.
Snowed this morning. Snowed.
Been snowing for 3 days straight.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. How much? I mean, we probably have 4.
3 or 4 inches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it hasn't been like a blast of snow. You
Mhm.
know, we don't have a foot of it or anything, but just a constant little flurry.
Yeah.
Slowly adding up.
Hopefully not too much. We got some tracking to do.
We can't afford any snow tonight because we got to get back on the track in the morning, which I arrowed a buck
Yep.
tonight. And we are yet to recover it.
I got a good feeling though. I think we're gonna.
I'm glad you do.
Yeah. I mean,
I was all like, yeah, he's dead. I shot him right in the heart. It was perfect. And then you're kind of like, yeah, looked like you hit him hard and good. Like,
yeah. Yeah. I was pretty confident when you come back and looked at the camera that you had said that. Man, I'm pretty sure I'd smoked him, and I was like, yeah. I said, I feel like you did too, and then I've seen deer have the drive to live, and if you don't collapse both lungs or whatever, they can go and run for a long ways.
Yeah, if it's not the heart or both lungs,
Yeah.
you're in for a shit show.
I don't think it's turned into a shit show yet. I think we did the right move this morning, or not this morning, but this evening. And
This evening, well, it's almost 11 o'clock now when we're doing this. We just got back in from tracking.
we tracked for a couple hours.
We tracked for a couple hours, and we came back here, and now we got a table with a few different beers open on it. We just had cheddar brats off the wood stove.
It's delicious.
Drew treated himself to creamy ramen and didn't offer to share with anybody.
Fuck you guys.
I'm not quite sure how you get creamy ramen, but
He takes it inside.
I feel like when your dinner cost 18 cents, you should be obligated to share it with anybody.
a little creamy ramen for you.
So yeah, it's late. We're tired.
Yep.
We've been getting up at 4. Today's the day, first day I feel better. Got sick the night before I was leaving to come up here, get a high fever, sore throat, all swelled up, and just feel like a pile of dog shit.
I don't know what dog shit feels like, but
Not good. Felt terrible.
yeah, I might
was
because we filmed Davey.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got me sick, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, we probably should have
You-
quit making out.
All those butterfly kisses caught up.
God.
No. Yeah, I came down because I was on my way down to Kentucky, and I had an extra half a day in travel, so we filmed the opening segment of the forest, and I remember we were sitting at the kitchen table, and I said, do you guys got any like Dayquil
You
or
asked
anything
for
like
Dayquil,
that?
You said
'Cause
I could feel something coming on.
I could feel it coming on.
I said, get the hell out of my house.
I was like, all right, I guess I'll head to the south. Yeah.
And then 5 days later, I have a fever. But who knows? But today I felt better finally. But yeah, I just been sleeping like shit, having a fever, sleeping in a polyester sleeping bag.
Holds the sweat in.
Yeah, man. I said that yesterday when I woke up. I took a little whiff inside that bag. It smelled like bowl full of mushroom gravy and onions in there, man. I was like, oh, golly.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing worse than being sick when you're camping.
No,
There's,
I
like,
know.
no relief. You know, it sucks.
Yeah.
I've been through
Well, at least it's 20 degrees and not 80.
it. Right.
That shit. I couldn't do that. I'd have to go get a hotel or something. I couldn't be sick and have a fever and be sitting in the heat and shit.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can put enough clothes on. And I had a winter hat, my woolies, and then jammed in my sleeping bag. And I was okay in there. But last night I slept a little better. But still, yeah, we've been getting up early. Hunting hard. Real hard.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, we've been hunting.
Fucking beating our dicks to the dirt, man.
Right.
There's no other way to put it.
Yeah, we've been hunting pretty hard.
When you kind of got to this time of the year, you know, the bucks are cruising.
All right.
You know, there's a lot of midday activity.
Yeah.
And, yeah. I mean, you try to beat the rush of the Orange Army that's going to hit the woods on November 15th.
Yeah, the
and
game changes completely in
Oh.
3 days.
Man.
Just the amount of traffic around here right now, you can just
Yeah.
feel it humming like it's...
Oh, you could hear a generator. You know, people, drive their campers up into the woods, which is awesome that people are coming up here and,
Right.
and doing that. But it's just funny when we were sitting up here 3 weeks ago and it was dead quiet.
Nah, I mean, we didn't see a car.
Yeah, and now you can hear generators running in the
Right.
woods.
Right.
Yesterday morning, I was sitting in my tree stand, and around 10 o'clock in the morning,
Uh-huh.
I just hear a handsaw. Like, oh, shit. So I just, I take my stand down, I walk over there. Well, they were done by the time I got there, but people had just gone and cut down whatever 3-inch, 4-inch diameter pine trees and built a little teepee blind out of all of them.
Really?
So they just went and killed 7-8 trees and stacked them into a teepee for their gun shack on opening day. 10 o'clock in the morning out there.
Yeah, that's how it gets done around here. Did
Yeah.
they happen to leave any appliances behind?
No, I
Oh,
would have
they-
jumped them though.
You run into that before?
Oh, people all the time, fucking refrigerators and stoves and stuff
It's terrible.
out here.
The Great Canadian Appliance Dump.
I don't know why I can't stop coughing now all of a sudden. Probably from all the smoke in here. Friggin' wood stoves been...
A little fidgety.
Yeah, we got a dampener problem.
Yeah.
Say we could call it that, right? So yeah, we saw all of 10 seconds of a deer tonight,
Mm-hmm.
and it basically went, hey. No.
No, I was like, so you had heard that
Yeah.
you had heard some ice break.
So let's
And
we're
So we're sitting, we're hunting state land, and I was facing one way, anticipating that the deer were going to come from that way, so that way I could get a bunch of pre-roll of the deer coming in to, or walking down through our way. And I had heard what you had heard, and it was some ice breaking, but I couldn't quite figure out where it came from. And you're like, "Hey,
well, you had your headset on, right? So you're listening through the shotgun mic? Is that
No.
where you're getting the audio?
no,
Or you didn't have them on right then?
I figured it out now where I can cover up half my ears with the headphones as I'm sitting here showing, and because I like to hear where it comes from, personally, because when you got a shotgun mic and
You just don't know.
you have no idea where
Right.
where it comes from,
Right.
and so I didn't have it fully on, but I had heard it,
Right.
and I couldn't quite figure
And
it
it was
out.
dead quiet out there.
Oh
tonight.
my gosh. It was funny because Drew and I were, talking this morning. It's like, you feel like a deer could freaking hear you breathe,
Right. Right.
It's just
Oh
like,
yeah. Anytime I
Yeah.
do a zipper to pull something out, it's like, shh, be quiet.
Well, it's funny you say that because it's like I just got it back from Kentucky and I hunted with a guy. And I was a cameraman down there, and he would look up at me and be like, "Hey, Jordan, the deer are coming," and they're like 20 yards away. So it's like, I don't know. And he would sit there and chew in front of the deer, like he would like bring out his can of chew and put a new dip in, spit his other one out, and the deer are like 15 yards away. So I mean, I think it all depends on the circumstances, but like
Yeah.
what you can get away with and what you can't get away with. But
Yeah,
it's just like,
I don't feel like you could get away with that here.
because I was like, I'm all like trying to be like stealthy, and he's just like, "Yeah, Jordan, the deer are coming." It's just like, I can see like but yeah, it was weird, man. I was like,
Different mentality.
yeah, whatever, hey, I'm just a camera guy.
Yeah, I hear you look at the deer. You feel like they're watching you blink,
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh
shit,
yeah.
I hope it didn't see me blink just then.
Oh, it's funny because it's like I know I definitely move more than Kevin does, and but I stand, so like I'm constantly like taking the pressure off my knees and stuff like that, and like
Mhm.
swiveling around and stuff like that. But excuse me, I spotted the buck tonight though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I heard it.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Yeah.
it was, I'm facing due north and Jordan's looking south. We're sitting in tree stands. We're in like a group of maples. So I'm on one tree and he's on the other. Both in separate stands.
Mhm.
Not sharing a stand, obviously. And I heard we're on a ridge that runs east to west.
Mhm.
And to the north of us is all just thick cedar swamp. And it's pretty flooded in there right now. And then it's gotten cold the last couple days and there's been snow. So I heard water. And it sounded like like a deer's, going through ice.
Mhm.
And it was pretty loud. And I've, in that same spot before, heard that noise before and had a buck walk out.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I know from scouting in there that right inside that swamp, there's bedding.
Mhm.
There's some big mounds.
Yeah, those bucks like to get up
Yep.
on those.
Yep.
They can hear anything that's coming, that's a predator, or anything that's a harm.
Right.
They can hear that.
So I hear that. I tell you, you're like, yeah, I heard it. Where'd it come from? And so a couple minutes go by and I heard one other noise
Mhm.
out there. I'm like, yeah, there's still. And then a couple more minutes went by and I'm still just looking straight ahead while the deer came out 40 yards to
It would have been to our left.
west.
Yeah, to the west.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was one of those things that, we were both looking to the north, anticipating, because you had actually went through a grunt sequence.
Yeah.
And so we're just anticipating seeing something move.
Right.
And so I had caught movement out of my left eye, and I moved my head, and I was like, buck, buck, buck.
I think you said. You didn't say buck. I think you said, there it is, or something like that. Because I remember looking up and seeing, I was like, oh, it's a buck.
Right on.
Like,
okay.
Because I was like, first I was trying to find the deer.
Yeah.
Didn't see it. And then I'm like, oh, there it is. I'm like, oh, it's a buck.
Yeah.
So then I was just like, what I tell you, I'm like a kitten when you shine a laser pointer. I just, it's a autopilot.
Yeah, you get into a zone. It was funny because when I had saw it, I knew instantly what that deer was doing because it wasn't moving fast, but it was walking at a pace to our left, continuing to head to the south. And in my mind, I was like, well, it's probably scent checking, and I'm trying to get the camera on it and get some pre-roll.
Nope. How'd that work out?
Well, Kevin's got a different mentality.
God, sorry, man. I can't stop coughing.
And yeah, you're in kill mode instantly.
Yeah, I'm like, I think I'll evolve and maybe possibly be able to film hunts.
That's it.
But when you've been doing it for 20 years and this is just how I hunt,
Mm-hmm.
the first shot you get, take it.
Yeah.
That's how I've always been.
Mm-hmm.
And up here, it's just like we were saying, now today we saw a deer for 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you had to go home tonight. It's kind of like a couple days till rifle opener, it was like, and I know that deer could have went right or left when it got to where that trail.
Mm-hmm.
And if it went right, that was it. Or, if it went left, yeah, could have came possibly closer to us.
Mm-hmm.
But it could have very well went right and just been gone and done. So, yep, as soon as it got to that opening, one opening that I had, in my head, you're the one that told me the deer was there, so I'm like, yeah, he's probably ahead of me. Like, he's got the camera going and everything's good,
Yeah.
Just do my thing here. 40 yards, maybe just a little beyond 40. It's between 40 and 45.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see his vitals clearly. Put the 40-yard pin on there. Got my bubble level, checked that, squared it up. Started with my back tension. Let it go and looked like it looked perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Looked perfect, and deer looked like he just got hammered.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just kind of folded up and then just boogied. Sounded good, and then what I heard, and you heard the same thing, sounded like the arrow, clinking off of a tree or something, and ended up being the arrow breaking off.
Yep. Yeah, which we ended up finding that. It looked like it pretty much made it. I mean, there was blood all the way up to the fletchings.
Yep.
So, I mean, I feel like he made a good shot. We just haven't recovered the deer yet, but tomorrow's another day, and I'm pretty confident that we will recover that deer.
It looked like when I shot, and what I saw is that I hit right where I wanted to hit, and the arrow and broadhead was lodged in the offside shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Which I would have thought would be a pretty short track job, pretty easy track job. I mean, dude, I was like, sweet, like, that's awesome. And then when we found the half of the arrow, we went and looked, and yeah, it's busted off. right there, which is funny. All those guys, I've heard all those guys talk about not being able to break one of those day 6 arrows.
Oh, they've broke them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying it's one of the more difficult ones to break.
Right. It's still a mechanical thing. They break, you know.
Right.
Yeah. They definitely look like a beefy arrow, though. Like I
Right.
mean, they can.
Right, and just think of the pressure on, you know, a deer running through the woods and clips a tree or something.
Yeah.
That's a lot of force, man.
It's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm. Because it was loud.
Yeah, it was.
When it snapped.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Real loud. It was very distinct.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, so we got down, we went and looked. Took a couple minutes because it was dark. We sat the rest of the night and got down. It was dark. Found the fletching half of the arrow. Found some blood. We're like, all right, come back up here, get lights, and Drew and a couple other guys that are here in camp went out there with us, and we covered about, what did you say? Not quarter?
I don't know. Maybe 300 yards.
Yeah, 400 yards, something like that.
But it was just spots of blood. Little
That's
spots of blood.
Almost an exaggeration. Spots of blood. I mean, it was very minuscule amounts of blood.
Yeah. Not what I anticipated to find, that's for sure. It was a hard track job, I mean.
And we got fresh white snow.
Right.
Still having trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the bulk of the snow was a couple days old, and there was deer tracks. I thought we'd just be able to follow his track. There's no way in hell you're doing that.
Yeah. I mean, we did for a little while, but I mean, for the most part, I mean, it was difficult. I mean, he's bleeding. I mean,
I wouldn't have been able to follow that blood trail for 20 yards if it wasn't snow on the ground.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't have stood a chance of finding it at all.
yeah.
I mean, just those little tiny little pin drops,
Yeah,
you know?
that's crazy, isn't it? I think if we don't, because
I
where
don't-
we left off.
Oh, that's good radio there.
Oh yeah, bud. I think we'll do some grid, and I think we'll just pull out the old Onyx and cover some area. And
The shit where we're getting into right now, right there, is thicker than pea soup.
man, that's exciting.
It's a shame it's not rifle season tomorrow. I'd just be sitting on the other side of that swamp waiting for him. Let you guys push all the deer out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we made the call that we got some super thick, nasty stuff, and backed out, and I'm gonna go back in the morning and
Try and find this deer.
try and find this deer. We're all exhausted. This is probably one of the shittier podcasts we've ever done, huh?
Drew, what have you been seeing?
Lots of does.
Yeah.
Lots of them. Today was a slow day.
Yeah.
I was in the stand for the better part of the day. I took a little 2-hour break there at lunchtime to run to the local watering hole and get a burger and a beer and then climb back up into the tree stand. But
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
saw 2 deer right at dark, and yesterday I saw a handful of them. The afternoon hunt before that I didn't see anything, but I've been in the deer. I just haven't been able to seal the deal yet. I'm pretty finicky this time of year with my shots, you know. There's
Yeah.
probably some I should have taken, and I'll look back at them at the end of the week and say, why didn't you do that? But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Maybe we should go out with him tomorrow.
No, I gotta. I don't know what a good word would be.
Redemption. That one keeps coming to mind
Oh,
for me.
man. Well, that was tonight.
Tonight was supposed to be redemption.
Cause you missed that buck.
We might need redemption part 3.
No,
Son of a bitch, man.
it was.
No, I'll just say it's really frustrating when you spend time and money, and I feel like my broadhead setup's good, my arrow setup's good, I know my bow shoot's good, and everything, and then in the moment of truth, you want everything to work out, and when it doesn't work out perfectly, it's fucking frustrating.
Well, the one thing you can't simulate is the adrenaline of shooting a deer.
Yeah. And the way it came, I mean, literally, it was a 10 to 15 second show.
Right.
I mean,
That's all. I feel like that's how most of my deer encounters in my life have been.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like, oh, there's a deer. Better shoot it now.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I think it's a product of the area, the spots that I hunt are so tight.
Yeah.
But that's where I don't ever see deer anywhere where it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, I mean, that's the big woods of the state forest that we're hunting in. I mean,
right.
Anything can happen.
I know I told you earlier, I'm never ever going to say one bad fucking thing again about people that hunt firearms video and
Oh, TV's a real deal. It's a tough job.
do it out of box blinds, whatever. You guys go for it. It's fucking difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
And up here, it's, geez, oh, Pete's, it's...
The communication level between the hunter and the cameraman has to be on point.
Yeah.
Even when they get into the game zone. So everyone will have to watch the film, The Forest, to find out how things unfold.
Lots of action. No shortage of action.
Yeah. But, being a camera guy, and I've had this conversation with other people too, it's like, it's a job that, we have to execute. Because if we don't get it on film or press record or in focused or whatever, then it doesn't make the cut. And that's what these, TV shows, that's their livelihood.
Right.
Yeah, they hunt for a living, but it's a stressful job.
Yeah, no,
one of the TV shows that I've filmed recently, they put all their baskets in, or eggs in a basket for an elk hunt, and the elk didn't cooperate this year. They spent 24 days on an elk hunt, and they unfortunately didn't kill anything. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like, spending that kind of money and that kind of time, and you're hoping to get 2 episodes out of it, and you might, they'll air one because you have, you kind of have to, because the content's just unreal. But you got to go out and you got to go kill some whitetails. You got 13 episodes to fulfill.
Right.
You got to do it.
Right.
It's crazy.
No, I know. It's been weird. Definitely different. Adds ton to it,
Yeah, and when some people can say, it can suck the fun out of it, because at some point, it becomes a job.
Yeah.
I haven't come across it because I thoroughly enjoy this.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it too.
Yeah.
If I had 24 days, no big deal. We're good to go.
Yeah, you say that, man.
I feel like if we had 24 days to hunt, we've had some.
We've gone almost 2 weekends not seeing deer.
Yeah, but I missed one, which you got perfectly on film.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then tonight, I hit one, which kind of got.
There was a little lack of.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to communicate. You just get in kill mode.
Apparently. I don't black out because
Yeah, I wouldn't call it blackout.
No.
I honestly, I'd just call it kill mode because you get into the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan's said a couple times, don't shoot. And I shot. And in my defense, I'd never heard him I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
And time was going slow. Everything was good, man. I wasn't freaking out or rushed or this, that. I could have let that arrow go faster.
That's crazy, yeah. Well, so from my perspective on this hunt, like I said, I mean, it happened so quickly that by the time I said Kevin, buck or deer or whatever I said, and from what you clipping onto your D loop to figuring out where the buck was, and for me swinging the camera over, because I was, like I had said, we were both facing due north.
Mm-hmm.
I had to swing the camera over to the west, to our left, and then you stopped this buck. As soon as he stopped, you were in that motion of full draw. And the way we were set up, because I mean, I think we're close to 25 feet up into the tree.
Yeah.
We're pretty high.
Yeah.
Because we're definitely an extra stick, probably stick and a half.
Yeah, we're 5 sticks up.
Yeah. And the way the trees form, whatever, we're pretty much, our base of our tree stands are pretty equal.
Yep.
So typically I would be higher than the hunter in the tree, so that way, for instance, if this situation was to come, I would, the camera would be above you, then I could get the deer in the frame. But today it was pretty much you're sitting, I'm sitting, we were caught off guard, and, when I'm telling you, Kevin, no, that means I can't see the deer with the camera. But I think we did some pretty cool things with the story, so
Yeah.
people just have to watch the film and how it turns out.
I am very hopeful that tomorrow morning we're going to recover that deer, because tonight, right now, I'm frustrated. I just thought, with the way everything looked and the way it went, that it was going to be a pretty easy track job, and we're going to have a deer hanging on the buck pole tonight, and spend a couple hours out there and come back in here empty-handed. Is just like, fuck, man. Go down this road again. Like, we've been down it. Been a bow hunter,
Yeah, we definitely, our effort so far this year has been balls to the walls. Every time we've had a chance, we've been
it's
in
not
the
for
woods.
lack of effort.
And I honestly feel like, we don't want to give the whole story. We want people to come watch the film, but we joke, we're building a hell of a story.
Oh,
We are building it step by step, and it's funny because you laughed about it in the truck, but in all reality, it's if it all comes.
your jacket.
I
is
know it's rubbing against on the
there
mic.
you go. There you go.
Get it away.
There you go.
When it comes all together, it's gonna be the real deal. It's just like it's the tip. I don't want to say typical, but it's like
It's a good representative.
yeah.
Representation.
I like Drew's
It's a good representation of
hunting.
up here.
Yeah.
It's just
Hunting,
freaking tough.
really hunting in general too, because it's like it's such an effort. Sometimes you can walk out there and shoot your buck the first day, or you can have to put an assload of effort into it.
Right. Right.
On top of that, we're hunting big woods, state land, mobile hunting. It's gonna be so rewarding.
With limited time too, we should add. It's not like we're up here for just a month straight.
That'd be sweet. But I don't think our wives would like that.
Nope. So we're hitting weekends and some longer weekends, and
Yeah. This week's the key week.
this week's the key week. And I will say, if I'd hit that deer tonight with a 300 grain sabot, there wouldn't have been a track job.
No.
No. He'd have been just...
Either running away or laying there.
Yeah, he'd have been laying right there. I'm pretty confident. I'm looking forward to Thursday. I'm still... When I got up here, I was like, man, I don't want bow hunting to be over. But now I'm getting frustrated.
Can't get frustrated.
Oh, I get frustrated because I got to pull a firearm out on Thursday and deal with my frustrations. You know what I mean? Sick of you, dear.
You guys need to come up with a safe word for Thursday if you're going to be sitting in a tree with him.
I think I just need to hold on to the gun and say okay, and then give it to him when it's okay to shoot.
Well,
we
you can
already-
have your round now. Just hand him the
I
bullet.
already discussed that. Next time you see a deer, you don't tell me until you're.
You need to tie a string onto the muzzle of his gun so you can just pull it down when he's going to level off.
There you go.
Yeah. We need to figure something out because you do not hear me when I say, Kevin, no.
Right.
Do not shoot.
No.
And then the bow goes off. I'm like, all right, we're on the same page. But it's a learning experience. I mean,
Oh, man.
it's
I'm just wondering if I can remedy that. You know?
yeah.
It's not like I could look back and be like, hey, everything good? Maybe I
No.
could try that. I don't know, but I feel like that deer would have been. I don't know. It's all learning experience.
Yeah.
Next time the situation's gonna be completely different again, and
I mean, it happened so quick tonight.
I guess that's why guy like Jim Shockey works with a cameraman for 10 years,
Yeah.
because you get to know each
Yeah.
other and
Well, this is your really first go around ever.
ever.
Well, hunting with a cameraman.
A cameraman, camera, film,
Yeah.
any of that.
That's
Never.
that's an extra guy in the tree.
Oh,
Because I mean, I do admire the way you hunt because it's like bows in the hand, do not frickin' move. Like it is game time every minute that you're in the tree.
I feel
Me
like
on the other hand, like I'm all about like relaxing.
Candy Crush going.
Kid Daddy. I'm enjoying my time in the tree.
Well, we'll hopefully have a part 2 of this when we. Okay, and we'll revisit this and have some more details about what went right, what went wrong. But we're 10 minutes over what I said we were gonna do right now, and I'm tired. Need to get to bed. Been sick. Got still a pretty long week of deer camp here, so
Poor Drew, he hardly got any words in.
I didn't get nothing.
That's all I'm just here for support. I'm ready to go to bed.
Catch
Hopefully
ya.
we'll have a good story to tell
Right.
early in the week, so.
It is early. It's only Monday.
Yep.
Think of all the people I had to go to work today.
I know.
We're working.
This is yes. This
We're
is this is work for me.
That full-time deer
Yeah.
hunter. Thanks for listening.